Hello and welcome to 3 Minute Gaming. I'm Nathan. Today I'm going to tell you this game's with your time and bandwidth. Today's game is LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I know, they made another LEGO game. What a surprise. Is this collection of all 9 Star Wars movies in one game worth playing? LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga is available on PC, Xbox, Switch, and PlayStation, and you can play it through Xbox Game Pass or pay $50 for it. And in terms of game length, it's about 2 hours per episode, so 18 for the main game, but you can play it for hundreds of hours if you want to keep exploring in free play. So what exactly is LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga? Well, it's a third-person action-esque game with some light puzzle elements where you play through all 9 of the Star Wars episodes as a bunch of different characters and then go and try and find its absolutely insane number of collectibles. The first method of play is story mode, where you go through each episode covering the highlights of the plot with some creative liberties taken now and then. You start with only the first episode of each trilogy unlocked and have to complete previous episodes to unlock the following ones. After playing through each batch of missions, that is story mode, the areas you explored are unlocked in free play, where the real meat and potatoes of the game lies. You can go back to any location that you've been in with any number of characters you found to dig through the insane number of secrets, puzzles, and quests hiding out within each zone. Also, if you ever want Darth Maul to show up on Luke's island in the sequel trilogy to wreak havoc, now's your chance. The gameplay is primarily combat and puzzle focused, where the main missions require you to shoot, punch, lightsaber, or droid body slam enemies that stand in your way. This combat is not particularly taxing, though you can pull a DMC and launch enemies into the air and hit them, which is pretty funny. Aside from combat, you'll be solving a host of light puzzles, usually involving pushing buttons, opening terminals, building stuff, shoving boxes around, and so on, as well as some flying rail shooter-esque segments. Across both story and free play, you'll be hunting the game's obscene number of collectibles. You have blue bricks, which are used to upgrade your characters. You have mini ship parts, which collecting them finishes a model. You have ships and characters to find and unlock, and of course you have the almighty stud, which you get from doing basically anything, but mostly causing destruction. The characters you unlock are each assigned a role, and each role can do specific things. For example, a Jedi can use the Force and cut through walls, while a hero could open certain terminals, or a scavenger could craft mobility items, etc. Knowing which character to use in each situation is most of the game's puzzles in free play, and you will need a full crew in order to fully explore every world. Lastly, it should be mentioned that this whole game can be played in co-op, drop in or drop out, although it is limited to split screen and you can't play it online. And honestly, that's basically it. If you played a LEGO game, this is another one of them, just with an obscene amount of content, general improvements to combat and visuals, and a whole host of Anakin doesn't like sand jokes. Seriously, I swear there's one in every episode. So what do I like about LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga? Well, there is an absolutely insane amount of content here with dozens of large worlds to explore, literally thousands of collectibles to find, and a whole host of missions to play and replay. Additionally, the game's sense of humor is fantastic, blending common Star Wars memes and jokes with the lighthearted and goofy LEGO style. I mean, not all the jokes land, but most of them did for me. I was grinning more often than not. And lastly, I think this is a fantastic kids game, particularly with co-op with an adult or older sibling that can help out, and the drop-in, drop-out makes it easily accessible. When it comes to the bad, the open world zones are so large they are overwhelming. I like that the game has a lot of content, but I found I spent a lot of time traversing or driving around in areas that didn't have a lot of content because the zones were just so dang huge. Speaking of which, the environmental puzzles which you get collectibles in those zones have a range of quality, with many of them being overly obtuse, tedious, or just not fun. It becomes clear pretty quick that a lot of the open world puzzles are essentially filler. And lastly, this game is ultimately extremely simple, with it being tailored towards kids, and the core puzzles, combat, etc. being even easier than other LEGO games. So if you went in expecting some sort of challenge, this is not for you. As you know, I keep sharing a 3-point scale, must play, maybe consider, don't bother. I think you should absolutely play LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I'm a 30-something millennial who plays hardcore games for adults like Garfield art, and I still had a fantastic time with LEGO Star Wars. Its humor really steals the show for me, but the simple gameplay loop and attention to detail regarding this series also shines at making the whole thing a lot of fun. If you have any affinity for Star Wars, LEGOs, or a kid at your house who you'd like to spend some quality time with, get out there and check out LEGO Star Wars. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you played LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, what about the other LEGO games? Let me know what you think about it, but regardless, go out there and give this one a look.